Good afternoon, everybody. Mike Del Visco, Sheila Bunch Outdoor Showcase for another Thursday edition of our live show. Welcome, welcome. We got a great show for you. A little bit different, Sheila, for us. We like variety here in the Outdoor Showcase, and that's what you're going to get tonight.
Yeah, I know. It's this whole thing's going to be a little bit different. I'm looking very forward to it.
Yes. Two of my very favorite, one of my very favorite places to go ever on the earth, and a couple of my favorite guys that sing some country music. We got a really cool show. We got my friends from Alden Camps all the way up in very cold Oakland, Maine right now. And I'll be there in 2 weeks, so they better turn the heat up before old Mikey gets into town.
Yeah, I know. And I think everybody needs to pay attention to this this episode, because I think this is someplace that I would really, really, really like to go.
If you like to unwind and you like to just disconnect from everything and step back in history and time, Maine is the place to go, and Alden Camps is like no other. So excited to have them on tonight. And then we're going to end the show. The second half of the show is going to be Smith and Wesley, my country music friends from just over the border in Ringgold, Georgia. And they've got some exciting new stuff, some shows to announce. We're even going to play a little country music video that they did. We did a couple of years ago. I met them about 2 years ago and got to actually be in one of their videos. So we're going to see that tonight as well.
Well, and you know, country music does go with fishing.
It absolutely does. And then you've got some stuff in store for us. We'll probably end the show. We'll talk about some things that are going on for the future. We got a lot of cool stuff. We're rocking here in the Pride Outdoor Network and Facebook Live.
All right, that sounds good. Let the show begin.
Okay. Here.
If you want to learn how to read your sonar graphs better, well, you're going to want to check this out.
During the last 3 decades, I've taught countless people how to read and understand their sonar graphs, and now I'm bringing that experience to you with a brand new Understanding Sonar program. This easy-to-follow program shows you how sonar works and how to incorporate all the different things our sonar units can do to help you locate and catch more fish. I go through all aspects, including 2D sonar, down scan, side scan, GPS and mapping, and putting it all together out on the water. Understanding Sonar is available by direct download, or if you prefer, a hard copy DVD. Either way, you get the same great information. So if you don't get Sonar, then visit get-sonar.com and you'll be on your way to understanding what you're seeing and start catching more fish.
Hey, it's Mike Del Visco back with your Outdoor Showcase. And, you know, those of you who know me know I'd get to travel around the country quite a bit. And there's a very, very few places in this country that I can say that are my absolute favorites. And this next place I've been going for years and years, and it is all the way up in Oakland, Maine. It's Alden Camps. We're going to talk with my buddy Carter Menkel from Alden Camps all the way up in Oakland, Maine. It's not snowing out there, which is pretty nice for you right now. You're getting to work outside, and I know you're really busy trying to get camp ready for this season. You've got a ton of things going on like you always do, and it's just a pleasure to have you on here at the Outdoor Showcase.
Thanks, Mike. It's great to be here.
I'm getting ready to make my annual trip up there. I go up the first 2 weeks of June. I've been doing that for years and years, but just a little bit of backstory on how I found you guys. I found you guys probably like 30 years ago through one of my other sponsors. Used to go up and we would host the guys from LL Bean and their buyers and some of their reps and people like that. And we would do like a little classroom for them to show them some of the new products that we've got and also take them out on the lake and go fish. And that's how I got to know you guys. And back then, I think you were just, working for the camp because some of your relatives were running it. Now, it's reversed now, and you're now in the boss position. But it's been in your family for quite a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, my family started the business in 1911, so this will be our 110th year.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, one of the things that I really enjoy about going up there is that it's virtually unchanged from the first time that I ever went. It's like the landscape doesn't change. Everything's the same. I mean, everything's, you upkeep the place great. It's flawless when I get there every year, and you keep making improvements.
We refer to it as the place where time stands still. The cottages were built in the early 20s. They haven't changed that much. We do the upkeep on them yearly, but the grounds, the buildings, it's exactly the way it was when we started.
This just being in Maine, if anybody's ever traveled to Maine, as soon as you cross over the border, you see a change in landscape and a change in the scenery. And it's like no other place that I've ever been to. Yours is a little bit different from some that you're what's called the American plan.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand what American plan means, but what it is along with your cabin rental, we provide 3 home-cooked meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then depending on what season, we have a low season, a regular season, you either get towel service in the low season where we come in, change out your towels, grab your garbage, and sweep up a little bit. Or in the regular season, we have housekeeping every day, which the housekeeping department comes in, makes the bed, sweeps, vacuums, clean the bathrooms. So we do all the work, you do all the relaxing.
You guys are on East Palm, which is in the Belgrade chain.
Right.
And East Palm is about 1,500 acres, I believe.
Yeah, 1,700 acres.
Yeah. And it's connected through this Serpentine River into another pond called North Pond, although you cannot traverse by boat into that pond. But there's a myriad of different lakes and all that through the Belgrade chain. And the East Pond, I think, is the first one. Is that right?
Yeah, we're the headwaters out of it's 7 ponds and lakes that are all connected. And that's what makes up the Belgrade Lakes.
Yeah. And the thing I like about East Pond too is that, and this is maybe for some new people that, might come up for the first time, is that it's not an overwhelming lake. It's not like it's going to be, 20, 30, 40,000 acres of water. And I mean, the fishing is awesome no matter where you go on the lake. It's easily fished. There's some coves, a bunch of little, backwater places. You can go up the Serpentine a little bit.
Right.
So, if the wind's blowing, you can get out of it, but it's easily fished. It's not going to take a lot of learning curve to be able to figure out how to catch some fish in that lake.
Right. The pond does hold a lot of different types of structure. We got grass beds, we got rock piles. Like you said, if the wind's blowing, there are coves. There's always a spot you can get out of the wind and continue to fish.
Yeah. And that's what I like about it too, because I really don't want to think when I'm up there fishing. I just throw something out and you're bound to catch one at any end of the lake that you go fish on, virtually anything you want to throw. And I like kind of taking the little ultralight baits and,
right.
Little worms and grubs and stuff like that I don't fish with, back here in Tennessee or on tour a lot, your bigger spinner baits and topwaters. I save a little bit of that for the evening, but for the most part, I like fishing with that lighter stuff because you just get so many bites. And there is largemouth and smallmouth in the lake. And the smallmouth, I was really impressed last time I was there with the size of the smallmouth bass.
East Pond has always been a very famous smallmouth bass fishery, as well as the rest of the Belgrade Lakes. Then around in the 60s, the largemouth kind of overtook the smallmouth. But within the past, 5-6 years, the smallmouth population's rebounding, and they're starting to get, decent 3-pound smallmouth.
Yeah, and that's not just like 1 or 2. You'll catch, and on average, you'll probably, if you've got mediocre skill level, normal skill level for most anglers, you'll catch 25 fish in a day fairly easy. It's not uncommon for a 50 fish day, by the end of your day. And I've had 100 fish days. Not saying it's going to do that every day because, each day is a little bit different when we're fishing, but it's never boring. I can tell you that. You can catch them on virtually anything you want to throw. Guys go up there and do throw crankbaits and top waters and stuff like that. Your plastics and jigs always work great. I don't know anything that doesn't work up there. Let's say
they're not fussy.
They are not fussy. And the other thing too that I'm really impressed with is the size of the crappies there too. And we get a lot of guys down south here on my lake, especially that fish forum. And our size limit is 11 inches to keep them. I don't even think there's an 11-inch crappie in East Pond. Most of everyone you catch is 3 pounds and better, 2.5, 3 pounds. And they're just
slabs. Right. They're big. They're big. And the crappies have also really just taken off within the past 10 years. But like you said, the size of them, they're big.
Yeah.
We get guys coming up from down south, and they're impressed with them.
Absolutely. Anytime you can catch a 2.5 or 3 pound crappie, that's a
good day right there.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to take a quick break here, quick commercial break, and I'm going to come back and talk to you about some of the other things that Alden Camp has to offer for not only guys that fish, but maybe people who don't go fish as well. So we'll be right back. I'm Mike Del Visco. Alden Camp's here with us, the Outdoor Showcase. We'll be right back.
Attention! The East Tennessee Fishing Show is back. The biggest and best fishing event in the South returns January 20th through the 23rd. Shop the largest selection of custom tackle for bass, crappie, striper, fly fishing, catfish, and more. Plus, we have added saltwater. Get the best deals of the year on new boats. Learn about the latest in fishing equipment with free seminars from top anglers. It's back. Don't miss the biggest fishing event of the year, the East Tennessee Fishing Show.
Back with you here for our part 2 of my friends at Alden Camps in Oakland, Maine. But I can't wait to see everybody. You guys have been working hard trying to get things ready, and your season, being all the way up there in Maine, you just had ice out probably a month ago. There was maybe snow on the ground a month ago. So it's as soon as you guys get clear, it's full steam ahead. You're trying to get everything ready. And for people who think it's a small place, you've got 18 cabins there, all waterfront. You have a big, beautiful farmhouse and a barn up on top of the hill. I like making that walk every morning, just up the path a little bit, the lighted path that, guides you all the way up there to the farmhouse to, get some bacon and eggs in the morning to start my day. But, but you don't have to fish to go there. That's the cool thing about that. You get a lot of people that just want to come up, maybe bring their kayaks and just unwind, sit on the deck, read a book, unplug everything, maybe take the kayak out for a little bit in the morning. There's a lot to do.
Yes. Yeah. Mostly May and June is typically fishermen. Guys are coming up to fish pre-spawn, post-spawn. Once schools get out, so around mid-June, we kind of switch over to families. They're coming up. They might do a little bit of fishing, but like you said, we have kayaks, we have stand-up paddle boards. A lot of families will just rent our 14-foot Lunds with 8-horsepower motors, just tool around the lake. It's about being outside and, getting away from the internet, putting the cell phones down and enjoying nature. And, we've got third-generation families that have been coming for 60-plus years. And when you talk to them, it's the memories they make here that brings them back every year.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I especially like, too, is not only getting to see you and Martha and the kids and everything, but getting to see the people that I've met throughout the years of going to Alden Camps. It's the same group of people that usually go those first couple of weeks of June. And, we've all got to be friends, and I keep in contact with quite a few of them. And, we all kind of plan our weeks up there at the same time, just so we can reminisce and fish and, visit together. And that's what makes it all just a really special place. You don't get that in many other places where you go and stay. That's kind of a retreat for people.
Right. for us, for Martha and I, we see the babies come in and the babies grow up and they get married and all of a sudden they're bringing their kids. And so it's just great. And like you said, you make friends. And, we get the same groups of people that come, stay at the same week every year. And it's just a ball. It's a blast.
Yeah. And speaking of getting married, you guys do weddings there too. So it's not just all about fishing. You'll do special events, weddings and parties and things like that. So there's always something to do.
Right. We get mostly we do weddings in September. We book out all the weekends, and then we also do corporate events. We're well known for our Friday night lobster bakes. A lot of local businesses like to have an outing for the day for their staff, and they come on over, spend the day. We cook them up some lobsters, and it's a great time.
Yeah. And so, which great segue into my next part. If you think that when you go to Alden Camps and when Carter was talking about the American plan, so you get your 3 meals a day, you're not just eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, although that is my favorite lunchtime
Right.
peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But you are going to get fantastic food that, rivals some of the best restaurants. And we have, tons of different menu options for virtually every palate. That the menu changes daily, and there's something for everybody.
Right. Yeah, we change it up every day. The menu changes. All meals are home cooked, made from scratch. Anybody that has dietary needs, just let us know ahead of time, and we'll make sure that the kitchen knows about it, and we accommodate you.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I like. The only problem that I have sometimes is that, and this is maybe why I stay for 2 weeks, is because there's too many good things on the menu.
Right.
And I've gotten to plan my way around. Okay, so if the spaghetti and meatballs comes up, I have to get that. That takes precedence maybe over like a prime rib or something like that, because I know the prime rib comes around every week.
Right.
I get one shot at the spaghetti and meatballs. So
we know that's your favorite, Mike, so we always make sure it's on the menu for you.
Yeah, exactly. And then the lobster on Friday night. That's a tradition of Alden Camps, and in the barn. Unless if I'm there, it's usually in the barn, because that means it's going to rain on us. At the private, every time I'm in, I think it rains. But if not, it's outside of the
outside. Yep.
And lobsters, steamers, hamburgers, hot dogs, blueberry buckle at the end. It's a fantastic deal, and I get 2 lobsters this year because I'm going to be there over 2 Fridays.
You are. Yeah, it's kind of like the highlight of the week. It's the big end of the week party. We make it like a big outdoor barbecue if we can. The kids are running around. The parents are all, talking at the tables. We serve up good food. If you don't like lobster, we've got hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue chicken. So there's plenty to eat.
Yes. So that's the very unique thing about your place, is that if you fish, it's great. If you don't fish, it's great. If you like to eat, it's also great.
Yeah.
There's so many awesome things about coming up there to Alden Camps. I can't wait to be there in another couple of weeks, probably about 3 weeks or so. A little more than 3 weeks. I'll be making my way up there the end of this month and seeing you guys. But if people want more information, you do have a Facebook page, you've got Instagram, and you've got a website.
Yes.
So
www.aldencamps.com. You can go onto the website. We do have sample menus up, but like I said, that menu changes every day, but it will give you an idea of the type of food that we do serve.
Yeah. And you will not be disappointed. I can guarantee you that. Check them out on Facebook as well. Alden Camps on Facebook. There's tons of great pictures. It couldn't get any better. You guys couldn't be any more accommodating. The place couldn't be any more wonderful, and I can't wait to be there in a few weeks. Thanks so much for being here in the Outdoor Showcase with us, and www.aldencamps.com. Check them out. Go find them on Facebook. Find them on Instagram. You're going to love the place.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks. And there he is, Carter Minkle with Alden Camps. Going to take another short break. I'm Mike Delvisco, the Outdoor Showcase. We'll be right back.
Catch the best in outdoor products every month on the Outdoor Showcase. Hosts Sheila Bunch and Mike Delvisco bring you new, unique, and awesome products for the outdoors, featuring guests and segments. Whether you fish, boat, camp, or just love the outdoors, there's always something for everyone. We are live the last Thursday of every month on the Pride Outdoor Network, available on Fire TV and Roku. For more info or to have your products showcased, visit theoutdoorshowcase.com. We'll see you in the great outdoors.
All right, and we're back. That is such a fun segment. Sheila, you need to go up there and just I don't know if you're physically capable of just unplugging everything and doing nothing for 2 weeks. I know I am.
Well, I know that. See, when you were on before, you mentioned something that I used to do, and that was I used to be able to sit and read a book. Now I can't sit and watch TV that much, but I can read a book if it's a really good book. And after watching all this, I'm like, I would love to go. I mean, it sounds, and the food. Oh, I really looked at their menu, and oh my goodness gracious.
It changes every day. Every single day, the dinner menu changes, and there's literally 10 or 12 different things on the menu, and it makes it extremely hard, especially for me, to choose. That's why, and I've gone up there so much now, I understand what you need to get, that there's a few things on the menu that only come around a short period of time. Spaghetti meatballs is one of them. And so you got to plan things around a little bit. Sometimes you got to pass up a prime rib to get your spaghetti meatballs because the prime rib is going to come back.
Well, I really love seafood, so the lobster and all,
salmon.
That really got me right there. I mean, it was like, how soon can I book my trip?
Absolutely. It's a great thing. And Andre is chiming in too. Andre, I did see your message when you chimed in. Carter did. Every once in a while, he's usually so busy running the camp when we're all there. He doesn't get a chance to fish often, but he may sneak a little bit of time. And he showed me how to catch a few, but it is a tremendous fishery too. It's a fairly small lake. It's only about 1,700 acres, but it fishes really big. There's lots of offshore fishing. There's coves and little points and rocks and boat docks and all kinds of neat stuff to fish, and you can almost catch one everywhere in the lake. There's not a bad spot in the whole place.
That sounds awesome.
It's really cool.
If you don't fish, they've got kayaking, and what else do they have?
They've got paddle boards, kayaking. You can bring your own boat too and go tubing or skiing. They've got a little beach down by the cabins over on the right-hand side where you can just hang out. You can just sit in your cabin and, get a good book and a beverage of your choice and just sit there and look at the lake, because all the cabins are lakefront too. So it's an awesome place.
It sounds like it. I'd love to go.
Yeah.
I would love to go there.
Yeah. Hey, Mountain Man. Mountain Man was checking in. I don't know if you saw him checking in. And those jigs do work well on the smallmouth, by the way.
Yeah, last week was a fun show with Mountain Man, you fishing.
Yes, I can't wait to do it again too.
I know.
Yeah, we're only halfway done. We got another whole half of the show coming up, and something just a little bit different for the second half of the show, but nonetheless going to be very entertaining for you guys too. And I won't keep it too long, but about 3 years ago now, I get a call from the president of Yamamoto Baits. And he calls me, it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And he goes, "Hey, Delvisco, what are you doing?" I said, "Well, it's about 10 o'clock. I'm getting ready to go to sleep." And he says, "Hey, you want to be in a country music video? Call this guy." And I ended up knowing their manager and their production people. And I called them up the next day and they said, "Hey, we need somebody to do some fishing stuff in a country music video." And I said, "Well, I'm in." And he said, "Well, it's Sunday." It's like 2 days away. So I dropped everything I was doing. I ran out to Chattanooga and we shot a country music video, and we've been friends ever since. These guys, they're great. They were the 2020 Independent Country Music Artist of the Year, my buddy Smith and Wesley. And we're going to play the music video that I was in. This is a couple years old now. That this song did really, really well for them, called Hook, Line, and Sinker. And then we're going to get them on live, Sheila.
And it is a wonderful video.
Yeah. So enjoy this, and we'll come back on here in just a second with my buddy Smith and Wesley.
Gets so sick of her complaining and moaning and griping. I mean, my gosh, I'm already making $9 an hour. I've already paid Debbie's braces off. The kids are good to go. All she can do is pick, aggravate. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go fishing and I'll stay gone. If she messes with me, I won't ever come back. I got me a little honey hole of a fishing spot, and ain't no way nobody in the world is going to find me over there. Peace and tranquility. That's what I'm looking for. And I'm going to put them rods in the water, and I'm going to sit there, and I'm going to daydream, and I'm going to fish. I'm gonna catch me something. Oh boy, I'm so tired.
Well, me and my buddies headed to the lake, looking for a real good time. Ice cold beer, hot sunshine, everything was looking fine, including her and the suntan line with her hair pulled back and a smile that shines. Never seen anything like her in my life. Hook, line, sinker, glad I met her that summer. Together she's my world record, nothing better. Hope I keep her on my line, she's on my mind all the time, that's right. Anything I could do to make her look my way, give me some kind of sign. She gave me a wink, pulled out Jose and said, you have salt in the line. I didn't know just what to say, going through the tackle box in my mind. The sun was setting low, I was losing time, I decided to cast out a line. Hook, line, sinker, glad I met her that summer. Together she's my world record, nothing better. Hope I keep her on my line, she's on my mind all the time, that's right. Hook, line, and sinker, glad I met her that summer. Together she's my world record, nothing better. Hope I keep her on my line, she's on my mind all the time, that's right. Hook, line, and sinker. Hey girl, you still got that Cuervo? What took you so long? I've been looking at you all day. What's that? Did I catch anything? Biggest catch of my life. Hey, mind if we take a selfie?
But Sheila, have I ever shown you that?
Yes, I remember when you were going to do that. You called me right before you guys were going to film, and you told me all about it. But I wasn't supposed to say anything. But and then when they sent it to you, you actually sent it to me.
Yeah, it was such a fun day. And I still need to get together with these guys on the road someplace. We've been trying to plan something for like 2 years, and our schedules between my tour schedule, their touring schedule, and their concert schedule, we haven't quite done it. But I really think that we can get it done this year. And I hear that they're backstage are coming on. What's going on, brother? How are you?
How you doing, Mike? I know those guys in that video I just saw. That was a fun time.
Yeah. And it's nice to have you here on with us with the Outdoor Showcase. And I hear you guys got a lot of really cool stuff going on.
Well, we do. We're just starting to get back at it. I know that COVID, kind of put a stop to a lot of folks' entertainment fun, but we just got off a conference call with the label today, and they're gearing up and trying to pick back up where we left off because we just won Independent Artist of the Year on Music Row. And then, that was February, and then COVID hit, and the booking agents was like, man, we're getting tons of interest. You're going to keep y'all out on the road. And then everything just stopped. So we went ahead and released our new album, which is incredibly good. We're proud of this last album that we're doing, but ready to get back at it.
Well, yes. What's the name of this album that's being released?
The name of the album is Land of Y'all.
Land of Y'all.
And it's a title track because we have a song called Land of Y'all, which is a real cute song, and about just living in the South and what you would expect, I guess. And really, Land of Y'all can be anywhere. We've been all over the country, and there's just as much good old boys like us in upstate New York and everywhere else you go. So we've had a lot of fun traveling around the country and meeting a lot of folks. But check it out, Land of Y'all. It's got some great stuff.
We'll check it out. I love the hook, line, and sinker, so I know this one will be good.
Yeah, and we're actually going to play one of those songs, too, from that to kind of close the show out. So looking forward to our viewers and listeners getting to listen to that, too. I've listened to it a couple of times today. I really, really like what we're going to play.
Yeah, that's our current single, which we just got today is chart day. So we went up again in the charts. It seems to be tracking really well. So that one's off our new album. And Todd and I, hey, there he is.
I've been sitting here listening to y'all talk about it. I was like, hey, let me talk.
Hey, we ain't letting you in. Take him back out of there.
What's up, Todd?
What's going on, Mike? How you doing?
Doing great.
Good.
That's the other half, folks, by the way. Might as well have them both on.
Yeah, I was sitting here. I was like knocking on the screen. Let me in. Let me in.
Hey, I paid top dollar to keep you out. Evidently, it wasn't enough, I guess.
So, where are you guys traveling to next? What's on your agenda?
Well, like we said, coming out of COVID, so we've been staying local as things pick back up. So we just did a fun one at Boyd Speedway, which is a dirt track. Which we reference in off of our first album. We've got a song that references going to the dirt track. We know where they're kinfolk. So we had a great show there. And then our hometown, since they missed last year, they want to really have a good festival called the 1890s Day Festival. So normally we can't hook up with them. Mike, you were talking about, trying to get schedules together. Well, since we're just now coming out of this, they called early enough that we said, you know what, it's hometown and everybody's ready to get back out. So we'll work it out. So we're going to play for our hometown festival, 1890s, at the end of this month on Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, and actually our very first guest that we had on the first half of the show, Alden Camps up in Oakland, Maine. That's my first day up there in Maine visiting them. So I'm not going to be in town, but I do know that you got something coming in September. And I do believe that my schedule might permit me to come and visit you guys.
I hope so. And that's Todd may want to talk about this one, but that's our foundation called the Wes and Shirley Smith Foundation. And it's our family foundation, which, we're named after our father, Wes Smith. That's where Smith and Wesley comes from. And unfortunately, he's passed on. He's catching all the trout and bass up in heaven right now, Mike. So and so we keep we keep this going, and it's I think we can announce it because I think it's firmed up, but we're going to have Little Texas come play with us. Great band, and had some great hits, and still out there knocking it out. But that's what we do to raise money to give back to our community every year.
That's awesome.
So this is the third one. So the first one we had John Anderson on with us. In fact, we bought John Anderson's bus from him, and so that's the bus we're using now. You've seen the bus, Mike.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. You bought his bus.
Yeah, and so and then the second one was Confederate Railroad and Cody McCarver. And
it was John Schneider.
John Schneider, that's right, John Schneider. Then
Confederate Railroad.
Confederate Railroad, yeah. So and then a couple of the Little Texas guys were in our video for Little on the Redneck side that we did. So
they're like you. They're a part of the family of videos, Mike.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was such a fun deal. You know, I don't know if you guys were backstage listening. I was talking to Sheila about how this all came about with, the president of Yamamoto calling me because he knew Craig Campbell, one of your guys.
Right.
And coincidentally, I know Craig from doing stuff in Nashville with the Porter Wagner tournament and country music artists and fishing deal. And it's just a small world. Country music and bass fishing go together. And Ken from President Yamamoto calls me. It was like 10 o'clock at night, and he says, "Del Visco, what are you doing this weekend?" I go, and I'd been gone for like a month and a half on the road fishing, and it's like the first couple of days I was even going to be back at home, and I said, I don't know, when the President Yamamoto calls you, you said, "I guess I'm doing whatever you need me to do,"
That's the right answer.
Yeah, and he says, "You want to be in a country music video?" I go, "Why not?" So we got it put together, and that was just such a fun day.
Yeah, and some of the cuts that they didn't put in the video, those I thought were some of the better ones. In fact, this just tells you how good Mike is. We were betting that he couldn't put the lure in Scott's coffee cup on the boat. We're in a little John boat, because that's part of the comic part of it is we're out there in a little John boat in the middle of the lake. And we were betting, no, there's no way he can put that. And he just, whoop, right there on top of the cup.
Flipped it right there. Yeah, right there.
How many times did it take you to do that, Mike?
Probably more than I wanted, but it wasn't very long. I mean, those production crews are expensive. They couldn't be waiting all day for me to make a cast to put a Yamamoto jig in a coffee cup,
Well, the bad thing about it is we shot with Mike one day, and then the other part we went to a different lake and we shot with Cletus. I wish we could have shot them both, because Mike, you would have had a ball with Cletus there too.
Yeah,
it would have been a great time.
Yeah. So we got who's chiming in? There's a chat feature too on our live feed here, and Mountain Man from Duck Dynasty has been chiming in. Mountain Man and I were fishing last week. Was it last week or the week before? I forget where, on Percy Priest Reservoir. So I was thinking about, when we knew you guys were coming on too, kind of reminiscing about the whole video shoot and stuff like that. We got talking. I guess he knows John Schneider too. I guess they've done some stuff together. So what a great guy Mountain Man was. It was such a fun time fishing with him too.
Yeah, John's good. A lot of people know John. John's a good guy. He just gets around, and he's just easy going.
Yeah. Now we got to get to go fishing together.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Hopefully it's all going to work out. I guess about September, if all the schedules work out, and that's right before our foundation concert that we're going to do here in the hometown. So that'd be a nice little break. Always a good break to get to go fishing, isn't it?
Absolutely.
So does that mean you're going down there, Mike, to go fishing?
Yeah,
he's going down there to work. What are you talking about?
He's working. We're working.
I mean, you tell me you need content for the show, so somebody's got to do this.
Okay, I can see this coming. Mike will be calling and going, Sheila, we need to schedule a fishing trip. Send me on a fishing trip. Okay, Mike. Yeah, see?
See, we play music for work. Mike fishes for work, so we got it.
Well, country music and fishing go together.
Yes, ma'am, they do.
You know, that's all you hear down here on the lake in the summertime. Even those fishermen are out there playing their music.
The fish like it. You catch more fish when you listen to country music, especially Smith and Wesley's country music. I think.
That's right. I agree with that 100%.
That's right. So for people out there that want to learn more, maybe because this was your third album, you know, that just came out. They want to follow you. They want to hear more of your music other than the 2 songs that we're going to do tonight. How do they get a hold of you? How do they connect with you guys? I know you're really, really active in social media and other things too.
Yeah, no, they can go to smithandwesley.com, and from there they can catch all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and then our YouTube page where you can see all the videos. You can see all anything that's been recorded live. That it's pretty much some of our radio interviews that we do when we go back before COVID, when you could go on radio tours and go by stations. We used to put some of those. So the one-stop shop is smithandwesley.com, and you can even hit the merch store if you wanted to buy any of the albums. Some people just like to have the CDs because they have some of the cool liner notes about who played on it and that kind of thing. And then, or if you wanted a shirt or something like that, or a hat or a koozie. But that's the one-stop shop. You can find out everything and just take you there to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all the others.
Awesome.
I should have worn my hat tonight. I jumped on camera so quick tonight that I got my outdoor showcase shirt on, but I should have worn my Smith and Wesley.
There you go.
Yeah, Mike, you needed to wear that. We needed to get them a fishing show hat.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. We'll wear
it.
That'll inspire us to write another fishing song.
Well,
Mike can be in another video.
Well, we can probably motivate that. We can probably motivate that. They need to come to the fishing show in January.
Yeah, we had talked about that. Knoxville.
Okay. Not too far away if we're around home.
Oh yeah, I mean we got people that come from all over to this thing, and you can find all kinds of fishing stuff that you can't find anywhere else.
And we always need more fishing stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Always. Yeah, you always have to get more fishing stuff.
Even if you fish for a living. I buy stuff at the show every year.
Yeah.
I don't even fish for a living, and I buy stuff at the show every year.
You'll appreciate this, Mike. This was a couple of weeks ago. My youngest boy, he was over at a friend's house, I guess a few weeks ago, and he broke his arm. So the whole thing about that is, you know, he was like, "Can I not go fishing?" So as soon as he got the cast off and they put him on another little brace, he was like, "Dad, I think I want to try. I want to try and see if I can fish with that." So we went over to the pond over here by the bus lodge, and sure enough, he caught over a 4-pound bass. And I said, "Yeah, buddy, I think your arm is just fine." So so he was super excited. So he's ready to start throwing the lures.
That's awesome. I fished with a broken leg once, so I can relate to that.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be upset if we get together and when they get to go fishing. I'll have to kind of explain to him why he's not going.
Yeah. We'll have to hook him up with some swag or something, some baits and fancy.
That'll do the trick right there.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That usually cures a lot of things.
Oh yeah. For sure.
So what kind of boat do you drive on these lakes?
Well, we used to have a bass boat that I would drive all over. Now we got more into some trout fishing and all. We have a cabin on a trout stream. So it turned more into drift boats that you put in the trout streams, and more into kayaks and canoes. And so that's most of the fish. Now, and I say kayaks. You've seen kayaks that for fishing nowadays. They have tons of gear on them. I mean, the ones that are made to get out there, and I mean, fly fishing for smallmouth bass is about the most exciting thing, as well. But I kind of got away from all the traffic on the lake and went to some peace and quiet there for a while, and it stuck
On the streams.
on the streams. So we fish a lot of the
Well, we
mountain
understand
streams.
that. Hey, Mike, they need to tune in next time and watch Gypsy Jack. Talk about
Yeah. Yeah, we got a really cool, and he was on one of our January shows. So this guy makes, so all the bass lures that you grew up fishing, you know, the hula poppers, the little minnow style baits, the frog style baits and things like that, and like the torpedo deal. He replicates all those lures, but he makes them out of this really dense foam that you can cast on a fly rod.
Oh, wow.
They're super light, and somehow he figured out how to get them to stay all together. And so you can put treble hooks in them and stuff, and you can actually cast them with a fly rod. So he's going to be on the next show at the end of May, and we're actually going to go fish together and film some stuff. But hopefully I can not embarrass myself with my fly fishing skills.
That's awesome.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm probably going to be in the market to go back and get another bass boat. My youngest boy I told you about that loves fishing. He just told me that he's going to be a freshman next year in high school. So he told me he wants to be on the school fishing team. So
that's awesome.
You know, unfortunately, that requires me to have to go buy a bass boat and probably help him practice and probably drive the boat in the tournaments he goes in, I guess, when he goes. So
I'm going to defend your son here for a minute. You do know that he can get a scholarship fishing, right?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That's what I told him. I said, you know, you love fishing so much because he plays soccer too. But I said, you know, the school has a fishing team and you get an automatic scholarship, you know, if you want to do that. But of course, it's certain schools. And all, but yeah, I told him you can, and then I told him about you, Mike, and I said, you know, that's a pretty good work right there. Is if you can go make a living by fishing, and he said, so you can, you know, I said, yeah, I said we watch, you know, the shows on TV all the time, and I said, yeah, look at some of the numbers they're throwing up for the people that's winning these tournaments, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Not a bad way to make a living.
Not a bad way. Yeah, he's not really into playing instruments and music. So the next best thing you know that he could do is make a living fishing.
And there are a lot of job opportunities in that type of business. So yeah, my daughter was offered a scholarship for to go to a school to fish. She turned it down. But
wow. Well, I was after I graduated college, I was ready for a break. So I was and we actually went out to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and my plan was to go out to Wyoming and, you know, be a guide. So that's what I wanted to do for a while, is to be a fly fishing guide out in Wyoming, you know, for several months or however long that I could ride that train. But then I got a job offer for the third time that I'd already turned down twice that I really wanted. And Dad said, if you turn this down a third time, evidently they really want you. They're probably not going to offer it again. So unfortunately, I got a shorter break than I wanted, and we went to work.
So yeah, well, I think your calling was singing, not fly fishing.
Everything happens for a reason. So I couldn't be more happier that we're traveling around playing music. So.
Yeah,
well,
and
you look at folks like Willie Nelson. Evidently, you know, you can do this a long time if you are very fortunate.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
And he gets to do the three things he likes to do,
which is
play music, play golf, and well, most states now it's legal, you know, smoke marijuana.
Yeah, I would say that's probably up there on his list of favorite pastimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And you guys will be traveling real soon again here, May 29th, 1890s Day in Ringgold, Georgia. If people want more information about that on your website as well?
It should be. I think I
Should
know
be,
it's been
yeah.
on their Facebook and Instagrams and all that. I don't know if they've started because we're just now getting back at it. So I guess they'll start posting these dates on the website as they come in.
Yeah. And check you guys out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, smithandwesley.com website, all the places where you guys are going to be. Check out this is their third album, so they've got tons of great songs. We're going to end this by playing another one. Actually, this one's off the new album, coincidentally, 2020 Independent Country Music Stars of the Year, you guys. Awesome job with that. And we are going to end it here. 6:51. We got just enough time. Appreciate Scott and Todd for being with us here. Smith and Wellesley, we're going to go Under It With You tonight.
We enjoyed it.
Brand new songs. One of my favorites. I've listened to it about 4 times today already. Mike Delvisco, Shield Bunch, Scott and Todd Smith. Smith and Wellesley Outdoor Showcase. Thanks, guys.
All right.
See you down the road real soon.
It's a clear night, that old moon's coming out. It could be just right for a long night, no doubt. No worries about running out of moonlight, running out of stars. We could have a cold drink on a creek bank or a beachside bar. We could be fishing in the dark under full moonlight, or dancing with a harvest moon, parked in a holler neath the mountain moonlight, chasing fireflies in June. Pale blue or a neon moon, dim or shining bright, I don't care as long as I'm there under it with you tonight. Smell your perfume floating on the breeze, your hair up, tight jeans, Lord help me please. Never thought I'd be so lucky to have you by my side. We're here tonight in the moonlight, 2 hearts collide. We could be fishing in the dark under full moonlight, or dancing with a harvest moon, parked in a holler neath the mountain moonlight, chasing fireflies in June. Pale blue or a neon moon, dim or shining bright, I don't care as long as I'm there under it with you tonight. Making memories, just you and me. Is that the sun I see? We could be fishing in the dark under full moonlight, or dancing with a harvest moon, parked in a holler neath the mountain moonlight, chasing fireflies in June. Pale blue or a neon moon, dim or shining bright, I don't care as long as I'm there under it with you. I don't care as long as I'm there under it with you tonight.
Man, I like that song.
I do too. Well, I don't know which song I like the best, actually. But
Well, I like the hook, line, and sinker. I like the best because I'm in it. But
Well, of course
it is
you do.
musically, lyrically, and and their singing is great. That the new album is just fantastic for my buddies Smith and Wesley, and they deserve that award, 2020 Independent Country Music Stars of the Year.
Okay, well, when they come, or I can't go to the thing in Alabama at the end of this month, but maybe we could all go the next time he does something. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to work my schedule out. The deal in September, Smith and Wesley and Friends.
Well, where's that going to be? In September.
I'm not sure if they've released a date yet, but we'll keep everybody posted on that, and we're going to still try to get to go fish too. So that's on the plan too, because I need to keep you happy. You tell me you need some content for the show, so I got to get.
And I've got to keep you happy, so you'll continue working with me on this.
Yeah, and don't think you're getting off the hook easy, because you still need to go catfishing this year.
Well, you still have to go with me. I'm excited about going catfishing.
Yeah,
I mean, I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, I really do.
Sheila goes catfishing coming up this summer in the Outdoor Showcase.
Sounds good to me.
And our next show, for people who want to know, is going to be the end of May. It's going to be May 27th, which is Thursday. That's not too far off from now. It's going to go by really quick. I don't want to release anything yet, because we're still trying to put together a few pieces of the show. But we are going to have some really cool stuff. I know one thing we're going to have is the fly fishing segment with myself and Gypsy Jack. That's going to be a blast. We're working on the rest of the show. Check out social media, theoutdoorshowcase.com for more updates. East Tennessee Fishing Show Facebook page for social stuff, and virtually everything else you want to know.
Yeah, that sounds great. And then after that, we've got a few things planned. We've got some, everybody knows Bassmaster Classics coming up, and I'm very excited about that. Last year, that was one of the last shows I went to before COVID struck. And I think it struck the weekend that I came home from that. But when they started shutting everything down. So this year I'm really excited, because it's really going to be the first time that we've been able to get out like we normally do. So, and you've got a surprise for everybody that week, the week before that, a couple weeks before that.
Yes, we certainly do.
We've got a big surprise for everybody that week.
Yep. Going to be a good show, and this was a good show too. It's hard to believe our hour has gone by so quick. Another show, another outdoor showcase come and gone, but we will be back here relatively soon, here in the next couple of weeks. I like doing these 2 shows a month. It seems like it's rolling smooth. We're rolling right along, and hopefully we're going to continue to do 2 shows a month.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Very good. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Mike Delvisco, and that's Sheila Bunch. We will see you next time here on the Outdoor Showcase.
Sounds wonderful. Bye-bye.